The LeBron James sweepstakes took over the entire league today, and it started with Rich Paul holding an actual whiteboard session on camera. Paul went on his podcast and mapped out the rosters of the teams that LeBron can join. It included the Sixers, the Heat, the Warriors. Then he dropped the line of the day, quote,
something like that, right? The Knicks has a good thing going. You know, that'll be, if the Knicks hadn't have won, there would be no board.
He'd be going to the Knicks.
He'd be going to the Knicks.
Interesting.
Everything changed.
Do they have his attention as Windhorst is reporting?
How could you not have the attention when you have Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, and Embiid?
They're missing, all they really need here is a power forward who can think the game and shoot.
That's why he's in the middle. But think about it. So what is it? He loves Maxey. So we don't even have to talk about that. I think he helps VJ understand really how to play the game.
VJ's a baby and he's already
super
good.
talented,
Yep.
plays both ends of the
Shams Charania reports that the Warriors are not the top team on LeBron's list, and that their big domino is landing another star first. Quote, a player like an Anthony Davis.
This is a true free agency process because so much has changed, right? There's the fluidity that comes with it, with information. A few days ago, the Sixers didn't have Jaylen Brown. So now they do. They did it in stunning fashion. And so now they have to be on the radar of LeBron James. And so where does that fit them? And then the Cavaliers, the Heat, they're two teams that are known quantities. The Warriors, going into free agency, they dreamt up a grand plan of Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, LeBron James. But the big domino with them is trying to get a player like an Anthony Davis. So you can bring in LeBron James and Anthony Davis as a package deal. Short of that, they're not really looked at right now at the top of this list, but things can change. All right.
Anthony Slater says Golden State doesn't necessarily believe they are at the top of the list either. So
they continue to get indications that they're on LeBron James' short list, but I'm hearing a growing belief from them that they don't necessarily believe they're at the top of that short list. And if they're not able to get LeBron done, you're looking at a roster that probably is going to remain relatively stable. They've re-signed Melton, Porzingis, Horford, Draymond Green is likely back. But you do have people around the league wondering, looking at the Warriors' draft ammo, looking at the way they strategically structured Kristaps Porzingis' contract so it can be traded, and wondering if they can execute a trade that could maybe lure LeBron James.
So the real mix right now is the Warriors, Cavaliers, Heat, Sixers, and maybe one of two mystery teams.
Circumstances, LeBron's going to be playing. The Knicks have shown some interest in LeBron James. That is the word we just got back right now. So there you go.
Have the Knicks called?
Yeah.
Knicks checked in?
They checked in. This guy?
It would take it. Here's the thing. If you talk to Knicks fans and say you can have Kevin Durant, they will tell you, no thanks. If you say you can have LeBron James, they say, yes, please. We want LeBron James.
Meanwhile, the team LeBron might be joining had itself a day. The Jaylen Brown trade fallout kept rolling. Brown put out his goodbye statement to Boston, the city that drafted him, and Brian Windhorst explained why the return felt so light. Quote, it wasn't that the league doesn't think Jaylen Brown is a great player. The league doesn't value what he produces at his salary slot. $57 million a year is way too much. Bill Simmons found out about the trade in the most Bill Simmons fashion possible. His wife told him while picking him up from colonoscopy. Still under the effect of anesthesia, asking if there were more first-round picks coming. And
where'd he go? And she's like, to Philly for Paul George and 2 first-round picks. And I'm like, I think I'm dead. I think I died. The anesthesia killed me, and now I'm a dead person. At 3:20 Pacific time, I had a camera in my and I had Paul George being rammed up.
And Simmons dropped a real nugget in that episode. Per Simmons, Giannis was ready to sign off on a trade to the Celtics first. He wanted a 3-year extension at 35% of the cap. Brad Stevens wouldn't go past 2 years at 30. That is when Giannis approved the Miami deal instead. Now,
and he didn't sign off on the Miami trade for a couple days there. And they were talking about extensions with the Celtics. And it came down to, it was like 2 years, 30% of the cap could be the extension, or 3 years, 35. And the Celtics were pretty entrenched at 2 for 30. And Giannis wanted the 3 for 35, and they couldn't agree on it. And that was when he greenlit the Miami trade, and Miami threw in Jonas, and that's when it happened.
Now to the drama of the day. Tyler Herro got caught throwing shade at his former teammate, Bam Adebayo, in his Instagram DMs with a random Heat fan. The fan screenshotted everything and posted it. Then Herro found out his DMs were leaked and responded, quote, "You lame as hell. You screenshotting now. Say no more, champ." And he didn't stop here. He came back at the fan again saying, quote, "You lame for that. I wasn't bad-mouthing. We was just talking hoops." In the span of a few hours, 3 separate Herro responses, and the whole thing started because he was DMing a fan account. On to some good news. Michael Grange reports Kyle Lowry will retire as a Toronto Raptor, following through on what Grange calls a long-time pledge to finish with the team he led for 9 seasons, the backbone of the most successful era in franchise history, the 2019 title run. The league office also picked today to get experimental. 2 things are being tested at Summer League. First, the 1 free throw rule. Any foul that would normally mean 1, 2, or 3 free throws becomes a single attempt, worth the full number of points it replaces. 1 shot for 3 points. Second, a connected basketball with an embedded sensor that detects contact, built to help officiating on things like last out of touch and out of bounds calls. Quick hitters before we go. Zach Lowe says the current Lakers roster looks like, quote, a team that has next to no chance to beat the Thunder and Spurs in a playoff series in the next 2 to 3 years. And Donovan Mitchell went after calling Cowherd after airing an anonymous scout calling Jaylen Brown's confidence, quote, a disease. Mitchell's response, quote, critique basketball all you want, but disease is insane. We gotta stop letting people just say whatever. That's the day in the NBA. Subscribe for tomorrow's recap. It's daily. It's in the name.